Hi everyone, and welcome to day 26. Today we're gonna do some question and answers, and I'll try and give my best advice in the relationship realm. So question number one, how do you hold your partner accountable without feeling like you're nagging each other? Okay, so this is a very good question. I think the one thing you'll have to accept is if you're working with a partner in the same household or whatever that may look like, the relationship always takes precedence over the business. Even if there's a questionable decision that your partner is making, you have to trust that the individual is making that decision for themselves, and it's to better themselves. If they have a bad habit that you don't like, I guess that depends if it's hurting their health or not. But if you're trying to encourage them to be healthy, but you don't want to nag them, for example, include them in what you're doing as best you can. For example, some people are gym rats and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want them to work out from home, include them in the process. And on their part, they have to try and give that solid effort and then make a decision whether they continue in the gym or work out at home. Or maybe I was just thinking this, maybe, it depends on how you perceive this question. Maybe they're meaning that like, make the relationship less confrontational or a honey to-do list. So in that case, my best feedback is divide and conquer. First and foremost, you have your responsibilities and they have their responsibilities. And from that point forward, don't meddle. As long as you're helping, but sometimes, it's going to happen. You revert back to meddling, but for the most part, excuse me, don't meddle in each other's business. And that's extremely vital, even if things aren't moving as fast as you would like them, and they're moving a little slower than what you thought, you can accept that. And if you call them out constantly for doing this, then it ends up being a hindrance on the relationship. So just remember, the relationship always takes priority. Okay, question number two. What are your individual strengths to allow you to be entrepreneurs together? So this question is interesting because I know these two people who are entrepreneurs and both work from home, and they have their own set of strengths and they don't dabble in each other's stuff. Also, like, if you're not complementary with each other from a business perspective, or a collaborative project perspective, then don't collaborate. For example, if you're both diehard artistic people with strong artistic opinions, then you might butt heads a lot. So one could be more entrepreneurial, for example, maybe. And this just don't dabble in each other's stuff. And one could be seen as more of an entrepreneurial manager versus the other is more autistic and wants to see their things come to fruition. So it's easy because in that regard, they have complementary personalities, and his left brain complements her right brain. But if you have like both right brain dominant artistic people trying to be entrepreneurs and being very creative and things like this, then maybe you should be creating your own entities separately and sharing your successes and working on your own projects. Otherwise, you could also create a list of tasks, I guess, and identify who's best to execute those particular tasks. Divide and conquer. Okay, question three. What is your favorite thing about your partner or each other? If you know the other person's Enneagram, like their personality, it's very easy to predict and understand them. So, for example, some people, if you tell them they're pretty and feed them food, they'll love you forever. Sometimes it's the simplest things. A compliment for me, for example, goes a long way. Question four, how do you handle fights? In any relationship, or me in particular, usually I need time to cool off if I've just got into a heated argument. And to be clear, I don't think it's getting into a fight. I think getting into debates and arguments that are heated are okay. I'm not going to start throwing insults or anything at another person, especially if I'm debating a topic that I'm passionate about or that I believe in. But when you get two passionate people who are strong-willed and opinionated, debating on a topic that they truly believe in, this could be like a recipe for disaster sometimes, depending on the respect the other person gives to the other. Hopefully they don't throw insults at each other. just don't draw it out. And some people believe you can go to bed angry and some people believe you shouldn't. Either way, sometimes, you may just need to sleep it off and get up in the morning and continue on, and you'll feel 10 times better. And sometimes you need to hash it out before you go to bed. Either way, if you're having a debate about something and you can see it's getting heated, go in public somewhere. So go to a restaurant or go for a walk. Do something that involves being out in public, because you can speak things out much more rationally that way, because you're not going to raise your voice. You're not going to, hurl insults at each other. Even though there may be moments when you're quiet while sipping your wine, at the end of the meal, you make a conscious decision that, hey, we're going to come to a resolution and move forward from this. Working towards the same goal. If you go for, walks together, you're moving in that same forward motion. You're walking in the same direction, the same movement. And in talking it out, it's really good for conversations as a couple or with your partner, because you're not, stuffing your face or at the movies or, facing your phone, something like that. But your phone is away, you're having a productive conversation, you're focused, and you're moving both in that forward motion. And it's a friendly way to work things out and move forward. So my final thoughts are, relationships, you should divide and conquer, let the other person be who they are, love. And that's a tip too. Remember why you fell in love with them. What do you love about them? As time goes on, the novelty factor can wear off, and you have to remember why you fell in love with each other. And I think that's so important, and that person owns what you love most about them, and let them shine, and what makes that person so special to you and why you fell in love with them. So stop getting into each other's stuff and love what is so great about that person and let them shine. And with that, wow, boom, mic drop. So hopefully this has shone some light into relationships and how to put your relationship first and business second. Have a great day or evening, and see you guys later. Bye, guys.